So, I've been learning slow wheelies for about 2 months now. I've been trying to get to 12 o'clock wheelie for about 1 month now. And maybe you already know how to 12 o'clock wheelie, maybe you already know how to slow wheelie, but if you that's not you, and you're thinking about learning it, or you're actively trying to learn it, here are some tips that I've learned in the process that'll get you to the goal of a 12 o'clock wheelie much faster, because I know they're getting me to that goal much faster. So, first things first, sounds kind of obvious, just practice on flat and level ground. I got this wrong for like the first month because I was trying up at the pit and there's like no flat or level ground up there. I didn't think it mattered that much. Eventually I came down here, which is obviously has a lot of flat area, and it was just immediately like a huge difference. So using flat level surface makes a big difference, believe it or not. Then next, I already know how to wheelie, but when it came to slow wheelies, what I was really bad at, or what I've struggled with for a long time, was balancing it side to side. And so a few things that I found that have helped me get past that is, one, not tugging on the bars, so only relying on compressing the bike with the brakes, applying throttle, and moving my weight back all in one motion to get the bike up into wheelie, and just not pulling on the bars at all. Next, once I was able to smoothly get up into wheelie without, going off to the side, then it was a matter of keeping it from falling side to side. So a few things that I found help with that was, one, creating like an imaginary line between my knees. So say these are my knees, just imagine like a very simple white line between them. And I would just push that line back and forth during the wheelie, and that would help throw my balance from one side to another, keeping the bike from falling down on the, keeping it from falling on its side. And if that wasn't enough, then pushing on the foot pegs helps a lot with that. So if I'm falling to one side, just by pushing on the outside foot peg, it usually kind of pushes it back into place and stops me from falling to the side. And then next, very, very gentle movements go a lot further than aggressive movements with this type of thing. So what I mean by that is practice getting really smooth with the throttle, and I found that getting really good rear brake control helps a lot. So obviously when you first learn how to wheelie, I would go up and fall back and immediately hit the rear brake and just slam it, because that was all I knew how to do. I was just trying to build the habit of hitting the rear brake when I know it's going too far back. But then now I've been able to get to where once I'm past power wheelie and I can start coasting, that I then control the entire wheelie just with the rear brake. So just lightly feathering it depending on how far back I want to go. And then next, this one sounds kind of funny, but instead of thinking practice makes perfect, I've switched it with practice, sleep, then practice makes perfect. Because I used to think that, if you were to go out and just try really hard to hit a goal, just grind it out for 12 hours straight, eventually you'd probably get it in one day. But then after reading more on how the brain works and how the body works, I found that it's actually not practice makes perfect. It's practice, sleep, then practice makes perfect. Because you go out one day and you try to learn the thing, and then it's not until you get a full night's sleep that your body makes sense of everything. So then you can go out the next day, and whatever you learned the day before is already just locked in, and you can then build off of that. So the way that I do it is I just go out and practice for maybe a half hour to an hour, which is about all I need to sort of break through whatever bottleneck I'm facing, and then go to sleep next day or just whenever, come out and practice it again. And I found that usually then I'm better off than when I left the day before, and I can then build off that and just repeat that cycle over and over until eventually into the 12 o'clock wheelie. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting close. So those are some of the sort of weird random tips that I've learned throughout this process that have actually made a very huge difference in getting me from not being able to slow wheelie to my goal of a 12 o'clock wheelie. Which, like I said, I'm not to the 12 o'clock wheelie yet. Probably at 11 o'clock, so not fashionably late, just unfashionably early. Hopefully I'll get it one day. By the way, from the last vlog where I did slow wheelies down here, which was a month ago, in the past month I've only practiced slow wheelies about twice, today being the second time. So about 2 hours worth of practice. So I'm just saying, if you want to learn this, it's probably not going to take you an entire month to make that little bit of progress like I have. But anyways, I've been practicing for an hour now. Feel pretty good about it. And I think I'm going to wrap up the day by doing a few laps on this lovely track here.